What's up, folks? Today I'm going to do another upgrade on my 2015 Street Glide Special. Now this is a little different. I'm changing out my air cleaner kit. I currently have a Screaming Eagle air cleaner kit, but I want to replace it. So it's kind of like an upgrade of an upgrade because I already have a stage 1. But I feel like there's some airflow restriction there and I want to open it up a little bit more. And by doing so, I'm going to install the Arlen Ness Drift air cleaner kit. So let me show you what's in the box and we'll go ahead and get started. So you have the air cleaner, you have the backing plate for the air cleaner, here's a gasket for your throttle body, and here's a gasket for a oil reserve, which will go right here and attach here like so. You have your banjo bolts or breather bolts, spacers for your backing plate, O-rings for spacers and the backing plate, and some vents. Arlen Ness has some really nice instructions. Shouldn't have a problem installing this, but I'm going to help you out today. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to start with taking off the air cleaner kit. First, take off the Screaming Eagle tab. This is a 5/16 Allen. There is a kind of a rubber spacer here that holds this in place. You can see indentions for the bolts. Now I'm going to take off the 3/8 bolts here, 3/8 socket. And that's the filter. And as you can see, it's dripping a little bit, so I need to get something to clean that up. So I'm going to let that sit right there and let it drip into the filter. Make sure you clean this up really good. Obviously, you don't want to get it all over your engine. Here is the studs for those bolts. You got to take those off. That is a 1/2 inch. Just give you a look at that stud there. There's a spacer in case you have the same air filter. Maybe you bought a used bike and it has it on it. Now it's time to remove these 3 bolts. They are screwed into the actual throttle body, and I'm using a 5/32 socket. Okay, now I'm going to take off the bolts to both heads. These are a 7/16, and they're in there pretty snug. And as you can see, there's a little pull there to get it off there. It gets sealed pretty nice. And here's the gasket. Need to clean all this up. Some of the gasket came off, so looks like it's time for a new gasket anyway. So that's the backing plate. So I'm going to throw up a picture of what the stock air filter look like. And also there are 2 bolts. Let me get you a little bit closer. There are 2 bolts that used to be here. There was a backing plate, and that's from stock. Now on this 103, you would have to take off the tank in order to get to it. But in my case, it's already gone because, like I said, this was an stage 1 air filter kit that I'm taking off. And there would be some tubing here, airflow tubing, which I'll show you a picture of that and point it out so you know. Here's the throttle body backing plate, and here's the breather tube and stock filter. But now I just need to clean this up really good, clean up through here, make sure there's no excess thread locker, and we'll have it ready for the new air cleaner kit. Now I'm going to prep the new backing plate for the Arlen Ness filter. There, like I said before, there is a oil reservoir that goes here, comes with a gasket, so that will go there, these 2, and then I will place the reservoir in like so. And you want to use some thread locker. So I'm going to put on some blue thread locker for that. So I'm using a 9/64 Allen wrench. The torque spec on this, if you want to set it to torque, is 8 inch-pounds. I'm just going to snug it down, not too tight. Okay, now I got to install the vent tubes. There's 2 of them. I've already, as you can see, I already installed this one. This is the back side of the backing plate, and it's just as simple as inserting them. Press down with your thumb. All right, next I got to grease these grooves on the front and the back side of the backing plate, and then place the O-rings inside of those. Now, the instructions say to grease the grooves. I think you can get away with just putting the grease on the O-ring and then placing it in there. It's just however you want to do it. I got some Lucas Red and Tacky here. I feel like it's going to get a little messy this way, which obviously it has. And it's very difficult to get it in there. So I'm just going to grease these really well, the O-rings. All right, next you got to put the O-ring into the spacers, and I greased a little bit, but I also greased the O-ring. It just lays down in there like so. And obviously you want to clean that up just a little bit. All right, so next you want to put the gasket on. You can, the instruction says you put it on with, you know, some of the grease that you're using, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to take the backing plate, turn around to the back side. I'm just going to lay that there. Like so. And then I'm going to take my bolts. Start with the top 2. As you can see, I got my blue Loctite. I'm going to go ahead, use a 3/16 socket to get started. Now you don't want to tighten these all the way. So I'm going to leave them loose, just like so, because I got to get my spacer back in here. Third and final bolt with the blue Loctite. All right, next I need to put some grease on the head of the breather bolts, or aka banjo bolts, like so. Try not to get any in the hole there. Now I'm going to place the spacers in between the head and the backing plate, and the side with the O-ring goes against the head. This is a 1/4 inch Allen. On to the next one. Again, the O-ring goes against the head. All right, the throttle body bolts are 8 to 10 foot-pounds, but I'm going to convert that to inches, so multiply it by 12. I'm going to say 9 foot-pounds, so it's 108 inches. And again, this is 3/16. And for the banjo bolts, they are 18 foot-pounds. And again, it's a 1/4 inch socket. Now you need to install the banjo bolt covers, obviously shiny side up, and in case you don't know, it's marked right. Big R there. Whoops, big R. And obviously you have L. You don't want that showing. So go ahead and pop these on. And as you're putting this on, you want to make sure the Arlen Ness is showing up like it should. I got a 5/32, obviously a really long 5/32 Allen. And if you can just get the center started, you can go ahead and Loctite the rest. All right, you want to torque down these bolts for the cover 40 to 50 inch-pounds. And I recommend like a star pattern. Now the cover's on, just clean up a little, any excess grease you might see. I see some right here. Just clean that off. All right, folks, that's it for this upgrade. You may or may not have to get a tune for your bike after you change your air filter. I won't tell you to do that. That's up to you. There's many differences of opinion about that, but again, I'll leave it up to you. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe. And always, rip the ride. See ya.